These are John Guest tap connectors, also known as push fit tap connectors. These are one of the best plumbing inventions ever. These can really make your life a lot easier. I have a 1/2 inch one there and a 3/4 inch one there. The 1/2 inch one is for normal taps such as basin taps, sink taps. The 3/4 inch one is for bath taps, etc. In certain circumstances, these can be an absolute lifesaver. A few days ago, I actually got a text message at lunchtime saying that there was water coming through the ceiling at home again. Luckily, the girlfriend was in. She turned the water off and found out that it was the tap connector underneath the bath tap that was leaking. It wasn't in the best place to reach because the bath was installed, and then after that the basin unit had been installed, which restricted the access to the bath taps. I do have to say that I have edited out all of the swearing. You can see that there is very little room. I can't even get the basin wrench on the nut to undo it, or the adjustable basin wrench, so this is a very, very difficult scenario. I did eventually manage to get the nut undone, and my first initial thought was to put in a new seal. Obviously, before you do a job like this, you do have to isolate the water supply. And that was the seal that actually came out, and as you can see, it is damaged there, and I'm not exactly sure how that has occurred. It could have been put in like that years ago. And that is the tap connector, which I eventually cut off. So that goes in there, and as you can see, that's not a good fit anyway. I did actually have some replacement fibre washers, and I was going to put that in there and tighten that up, but I wasn't keen on that idea. So then I nipped to Screwfix. You will of course be able to get these at Toolstation, I would imagine, and also your local plumbers merchants if they are open. That made it very easy because all you had to do was screw that onto the bath tap. I could then use a piece of copper pipe that simply pushed in there, and then after that I just used a flexible hose to go from there to the existing pipe. So I did need to cut a little bit of the copper pipe away. The easiest option by far was to cut off the old tap connector. And go to Screwfix and buy one of these. And I do have to say that without this I would have really been struggling. As you can see, I've screwed on the push fit tap connector. Inserted a piece of copper pipe, and then I've used a push fit flex coupling to bridge from the copper to the copper pipe. I'm sure you can get other makes of these besides John Guest, but these are the ones that I picked up. So the next time you're in a difficult position and you're trying to use an adjustable basin wrench or a traditional basin wrench and you are struggling, it may be worth considering cutting off the existing fitting and using one of these. I do have to say that these made my life considerably easier on that day, and these are something that I will definitely be keeping a stock of for future use. I did also find these afterwards, which are very similar. Again, you don't need any tools for these, you simply tighten that nut up using your fingers, and then on the other end you have a 15mm push fit fitting. So in some instances they may be easier to use. I'll do a quick demonstration here. That's a traditional sink tap. 1/2 inch BSP thread on there. That's 1/2 inch BSP female. That simply screws on there and you just tighten it up by hand. and then your copper pipe goes in there, or your push fit pipe with a pipe insert